welcome to another maths class. My name is Manuela Ndiomu, and today we'll be looking at Simple Equations Part 2 under the theme Algebraic Processes. But before we go on into this class, let us take a look at our lesson objectives for today. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to solve simple equations that contain fractions and use simple equations to solve word problems. An algebraic equation is an equation that contains the combination of symbols, numbers, variables, and mathematical operators. Now, because it is an equation, it always has an equal sign. Now, simple examples of an algebraic equation are 8x minus 3 is equal to 5, x plus 1 is equal to 4, 3x plus 1 is equal to 10. In the part 1 of this class, we learned how to solve simple equations that contain brackets. But in this lesson, we'll be learning how to solve simple equations that contain fractions. Now, what is a fraction? A fraction is simply a part of a whole. In fractions, there is always a number above another number. The number above is called the numerator, while the number below is called the denominator. Now, we have two types of fractions. We have the proper fractions and the improper fractions. Now, this is known as a proper fraction because the numerator is less than the denominator. And this is known as an improper fraction because the numerator is greater than the denominator. Now, to understand how to solve simple equations that contain fractions, let's go on to solve a couple of examples. Example 1. Solve the algebraic equation 2 over x is equal to 1 over 3. Now, when solving algebraic equation, the first step we take is to find the least common multiple of the denominators of the fraction. So taking our denominators, 3 and x, finding the LCM, we take 3, it will go into 3 and it will give us 1. 3 can't go into x, so we bring down x. Now we take x can't go into 1, so we bring down 1. X will go into x and it will give us 1. Now, since we are left with 1 and 1, we are done solving for least common multiples. So we take these factors, we have 3 times x, and this will give us 3x. So our least common multiple of our denominator is 3x. Now, step 2. We multiply each side of the equation with our LCM. Step 2. We multiply each side of the equation with the LCM found in step 1. So we have 3x multiplied by 2 over x is equal to 3x multiplied by 1 over 3. Now, x will cancel out x, giving us 3 times 2. And 3 will cancel out 3 to give us x. 3 multiplied by 2 will give us 6, which is equal to x. So this means our unknown variable is 6. Let's try out another example. Now solve the equation a minus 1 over 2 is equal to a plus 1 over 4. Now step 1, we find the LCM for the denominators. Our LCM here is 4. Step 2, we multiply each side of the equation with the LCM found in step 1. Now it will be 4 multiplied by a minus 1 over 2 is equal to 4 multiplied by a plus 1 over 4. 2 will cancel out 4 to give us 2, and 4 will cancel out 4 to give us 1. Then our equation will be 2 into bracket a minus 1 equal to a plus 1. Step 3, we have a bracket, so we have to expand the brackets. Now, 2 multiplied by a will give us 2a, and 2 multiplied by minus 1 will give us minus 2, equal to a plus 1. Now we solve our equation. So we will isolate our variable on the left-hand side of the equation. To do this, we need to move the variable on the right-hand side of the equation to the left-hand side of the equation. Now we do that by subtracting a from both sides of the equation. This will give us 2a minus 2 minus a is equal to a plus 1 minus a. Collecting like terms, we will have 2a minus a minus 2 is equal to a minus a plus 1. Solving this, we will get a minus 2 is equal to 1. Isolating a completely, we remove 2 from the left-hand side by adding 2 to both sides of the equation. This will give us a minus 2 plus 2 is equal to 1 plus 2. A minus 2 plus 2 will give us a, and 1 plus 2 will give us 3. A is equal to 3. Therefore, our unknown variable is 3. Having solved those examples, let us move on to using simple equations to solve word problems. Now, when solving word problems, using simple equations is very important. When we are solving word problems, we take the following steps. Step 1, we understand the problem. Step 2, we translate the word problem into a simple equation. Step 3, we solve the equation. And step 4, we cross-check solution. Now let's take a look at an example. The length of a rectangle with a perimeter of 120 centimeters is 10 centimeters longer than its breadth. Determine the length and the breadth of the rectangle. Now step 1, we understand the problem. Now we are told that the perimeter of the rectangle is 120 centimeters. And the formula for solving the perimeter of a rectangle is 2L plus B, where L is the length of the rectangle and B is the breadth of the rectangle. Now, we translate the word problem to a simple equation. We are told to find the breadth and the length. So we let the breadth be y centimeter, and the length is said to be 10 centimeters longer than the breadth. So we take the length to be y plus 10 centimeters. Now recall that P is equal to 2L plus 2B. So substituting the values we have into this equation, we will have 120 is equal to 2 open bracket y plus 10 close bracket plus 2y. Now we solve our equation. We have a bracket. Now the first thing we do is expand the brackets in the equation. This will give us 120 is equal to 2 multiplied by y, that's 2y, and 2 multiplied by plus 10, that's plus 20, plus 2y. Collecting like terms, we will have 120 is equal to 4y plus 20. Now we isolate the unknown variable. We do this by removing 20 from the right-hand side of the equation. This will give us 120 minus 20 is equal to 4y plus 20 minus 20. This will give us 100 is equal to 4y. To completely isolate our unknown variable, we divide both sides by 4. This will give us 100 over 4 is equal to 4y over 4. 4 will go into 100 to give us 25, and 4 will go into 4y to give us y. Therefore, our unknown variable is 25. Now, since we got y to be 25, this means that the breadth of the rectangle is 25 centimeters. Now, we were told that the length of the rectangle is 10 centimeters longer than the breadth. So our length will be 25 plus 10 centimeters, which is 35 centimeters. Now, our final step is to cross-check the solution. Now, recall our formula is P is equal to 2L plus 2B. Now, the left-hand side, we were told that P is equal to 120. And on the right-hand side, we have 2L plus 2B. Substituting our L and B into this formula, we will have 2 multiplied by 35 plus 2 multiplied by 25. This will give us 70 plus 50, which is equal to 120. Our left-hand side is equal to our right-hand side. Therefore, our solution is correct. Having solved all those examples, we have come to the end of this lesson. But before we go, let's take a look at a quick summary of all we have learned today. First, we learned that an algebraic equation is an equation that contains a combination of numbers, symbols, variables, and mathematical operators, and that it always has an equal sign. We also learned that a fraction is a part of a whole, and that it is written as one number on top another. Solving algebraic equations with fractions is as easy as solving normal fractions. And finally, we learned that when solving word problems, equations are very useful. It is important to understand the word problem so it can be translated to the correct algebraic equation. Now let's look at some test questions. Question 1. Solve the equation c plus 2 over 3 is equal to c minus 2. Option A, c is equal to 4. Option B, c is equal to 0. Option C, c is equal to 3. Or option D, c is equal to 1. Our correct answer is option A, c is equal to 4. Question 2. If a number is doubled and 10 is added to it, the answer is 60. Determine the number. Option A, the number is 35. Option B, the number is 30. Option C, the number is 25. Or option D, the number is 20. Our correct answer is option C. The number is 25. Thank you for your time. I'm sure you now know how to use simple equations to solve word problems. Till we meet again. Bye-bye.